Imagine our future. 6.4 billion people living in cities around the world. An historic shift, accelerating growth at unprecedented speed. Our cities have been and will be the lifeline that makes our global planet work. Our job to redefine their ecosystems, to change the way we live. We're in a race with time as we make our cities, healthcare, and workplaces advanced, adaptable, and accessible. It's the challenge of our lifetime, and we all have a stake. How do we prepare? Will we be ready? How can we create value through the business of innovation?
In association with IBM.
And good evening. Welcome to the third season of the Business of Innovation. I'm Maria Bartiromo. Cities are the lifeblood of our planet. They offer their inhabitants access to opportunity, jobs, culture, technology, and information. By 2050, nearly 3/4 of the planet will live in cities. If we fail to strengthen these hubs to meet the demands of the future, we risk global chaos. There's more at stake this year than ever before. Helping us navigate this hour on Reshaping Cities are tonight's thought leaders, whose vision and insight will be invaluable as we break down the challenges our cities currently face.
Michael Chertoff is the former Secretary of U.S. Homeland Security, lawyer, judge, and a decisive leader who is responsible for the freedom, mobility, and privacy of Americans in the face of threat and major disaster. He is author of Homeland Security, Assessing the First 5 Years. Mitchell Joachim is an urban designer, architect, and professor at Columbia University. Winner of Time Magazine's 2007 Best Invention of the Year, Compact Stackable City Car. Rolling Stone magazine named him an agent of change in the 100 people who are changing America. Paul Romer is a senior fellow at Stanford University's Center for International Development and Institute for Economic Policy Research. His current project, Charter Cities, is a plan to create prosperous new cities to address the world's growing urban migration.
Thank you all for being with us tonight. We so appreciate your time. Michael, let me kick this off with you. How do you prepare for the shift in urban growth? What would be number one on your agenda?
Well, Maria, it's kind of like a slow tidal wave, and you've got to build the infrastructure to accommodate all these people coming in. That means you've got to be able to move them. You've got to be able to communicate with them and let them communicate among each other. You've got to have situational awareness of what's going on, and you've got to have the public health and educational facilities to accommodate this very large number of people.
So how do you do that? I mean, Paul, we're really talking about an enormous shift here. We're adding the equivalent of 7 New York cities to the planet every year. How would you describe the challenges that we face in doing that?
Well, we have to remember there are challenges, but there are also great opportunities. Cities can raise standards of living for people all over the world if we manage them correctly. And well-run cities will take technologies, infrastructure, but they also take rules that make sure that people work together in ways where everyone benefits rather than in ways where everyone can be harmed.
What is the new paradigm when it comes to law and order in our cities?
If you do want to have everybody be safe and secure, you want to give them the freedom to move around and to relate to one another. You want to maintain their privacy, but you also have to recognize that if their privacy impinges or hurts somebody else, that's going to be a problem. So one of the things you do is you look at particularly the modern technologies that we have, and you try to create a set of rules that accommodates these values and doesn't tip too much in one direction or another and unbalance the process.
It's a really good point. New York City is breaking down silos and integrating cutting-edge technology to become a world leader in law and order.
At the NYPD Real-Time Crime Center, the first cutting-edge law enforcement technology center in the world, multiple streams of network data from law enforcement sources, public records, visual mapping, and Google Earth were at the fingertips of the RTCC team. In New York City, a city of 8 million people, crimes can and do happen anywhere at any time. Like the sudden hate crime attack on 2 brothers on a Brooklyn street. 1 was killed. 4 suspects with baseball bats had thought the brothers were a gay couple.
They jump out of the car, they make anti-gay remarks, and they beat them.
With the few leads they had from the field, the crime center quickly tracked the car. A deeper computer search soon revealed a past accident involving a male driver. Another data search found he had a violent criminal history. The crime